Behold the ruins of your own promises. Look upon the wasteland of the vows you made in the silence of the night, only to desecrate them in the light of the morning. You are not here because you lack desire. You are here because you are exhausted. You are tired of the cycle, the eternal return of hope followed by the crushing weight of failure. You have built temples to the god of willpower, and you have watched them crumble into dust time and time again. Let us speak the truth, the heavy, tragic truth that the world hides from you with smiles and bright lights. You have been sold a lie, a beautiful, poisonous lie. They told you that discipline is a fire that must burn constantly within your chest. They told you that if you simply wanted it enough, if you gritted your teeth until they cracked, you could conquer your own nature. But you are human, and to be human is to be frail. To be human is to be a creature of biological impulse, drifting toward the path of least resistance as water flows inevitably toward the sea. You have been trying to hold back the ocean with your bare hands, and you wonder why you are drowning. The tragedy of your existence is not that you are weak, it is that you are fighting a war you were designed to lose. You wait for the wind of inspiration to fill your sails, but the sea is dead calm. You wait to feel ready. You believe that the emotion must precede the action. This is the great deception. The emotions you worship are treacherous sirens. They sing to you of comfort, of rest, of the sweetness of delay. And while you listen to their song, your ship rots in the harbor. Listen closely, for this is the wisdom of the ancients, forged in the fires of suffering. Action is not the child of feeling. Action is the mother of feeling. You do not think your way into right action. You act your way into right thinking. The warrior does not wait for courage to strike. He strikes, and in the striking, he finds his courage. The sculptor does not wait for the vision to become clear. He strikes the stone, and in the chipping away, the form reveals itself. By waiting for the mood to strike you, you make yourself a slave to the most capricious master of all, your own biochemistry. You rely on willpower. You treat it as an infinite well, drawing from it hour after hour. But the spirit is a finite vessel. Every choice you make throughout the day is a leak in that vessel. Should I eat this? Should I wear that? Should I speak now? With every trivial decision, the reservoir drains. By the time the sun sets and the true battle begins, the battle for your dreams, your craft, your soul, the vessel is dry. You have spent your strength on shadows and have nothing left for the substance. This is why you fall, not because you are broken, but because you are bankrupt. You spend the coin of your spirit on things that do not matter, and when the moment of destiny arrives, you stand empty-handed before the gates of greatness. We must destroy this idol of willpower. We must shatter it upon the hard ground of reality. True discipline, the kind that builds empires and touches the divine, is not a constant act of war. It is an act of architecture. Imagine a man who wishes to fast, yet he sleeps in a banquet hall, surrounded by the scent of roasted meats and sweet wine. He believes his resistance is a virtue. He fights the urge to eat with every breath. He is a fool. He is fighting a battle he has already lost. Now, imagine a man who wishes to fast, and he walks into the barren desert, where there is no food, only rock and sky. He does not need willpower. He does not need to fight. The environment dictates his destiny. You must become the architect of your own prison and the architect of your own sanctuary. You must look at your life with the cold, dispassionate eyes of a strategist. Where are the breaches in your walls? Where does the enemy enter? If the glowing rectangle in your pocket steals your hours and poisons your mind, do not trust yourself to resist it. Banishing it is the only mercy. If the feast makes you gluttonous, do not sit at the table. This is the via negativa, the way of subtraction. You cannot add discipline to a life cluttered with temptation. You must cut away the rot. You must scorch the earth around you so that nothing can grow but the singular purpose you have chosen. It is a painful process. It requires you to murder the comforts that you love. It requires you to say goodbye to the fragments of yourself that enjoy the seduction of mediocrity. But there is a deeper truth, one that lies buried beneath the bedrock of habit. Why do you seek to build this discipline? Is it to punish yourself? Is it because you hate who you are? If your discipline is born of self-loathing, it will ultimately consume you. You cannot whip a beast into greatness. You can only break its spirit. The highest form of discipline is not a whip. It is a covenant. It is a sacred vow between the person you are now and the person you are becoming. It is an act of supreme love. Think of your future self, not as an abstract concept, but as a real soul, waiting in the mists of time. That person is you. They will inherit every scar you carve today. They will carry every burden you refuse to lift today. They will suffer for every moment of weakness you indulge in now. When you choose comfort today, you are stealing from them. You are leaving them a legacy of poverty and regret. To be disciplined is to love that future ghost enough to suffer for them. It is to plant a tree under whose shade you will never sit, knowing that another version of you will rest there. It is the quiet, noble tragedy of the present moment, sacrificing itself for the glory of the future. There is a biological cost to this. Your brain, that ancient survival machine, screams for safety. It craves the cheap nectar of instant pleasure, the dopamine that floods your veins and tells you that you are alive, even as you are dying inside. It resists the pain of growth. It interprets the discomfort of discipline as a threat to your existence. You must learn to look at this pain and welcome it. Amor fati, love your fate. Love the resistance. When the cold wind bites your skin, when the hunger gnaws at your belly, when the fatigue makes your limbs heavy as lead, do not turn away. These are not signs that you should stop. These are the markers that you are on the right path. Comfort is the land of the dead. Pain is the sensation of the weakness leaving the body. The path of steel is not for the multitude. The crowd will always choose the warm mud of the valley over the freezing air of the peak. They will look at you with confusion, perhaps even pity. They will ask, why do you deny yourself? Why do you suffer so? They do not understand that you are not denying yourself. You are defining yourself. You are carving a statue out of the raw, unformed stone of your potential. Every act of restraint is a chisel strike. Every morning you rise before the sun is a polish on the surface. It is slow. It is agonizing. There is no applause. There is no audience in the dark hours of the morning. There is only you and the stone. But remember this: the pain of discipline weighs ounces. The pain of regret weighs tons. The pain of discipline is sharp, acute, and fleeting. It burns clean. But the pain of regret is a dull, chronic ache that settles into your bones and rots your soul from the inside out. It is the ghost that stands at the foot of your deathbed and whispers, "I could have been." So, what is the protocol? What is the secret that you seek? There is no secret. There is only the structure. First, you must identify. You are not a person trying to quit or a person trying to work. You must kill that identity. You must become the thing itself. You do not try to run. You are a runner. You do not try to write. You are a writer. A writer writes. It is not what he does. It is what he is. When you shift your identity, the question is no longer, should I do this? The question becomes, what would a person like me do? And the answer is immediate. Second, you must design. Look at your environment. It is a battlefield. Every object in your room is either an ally or an enemy. If it does not serve the mission, it is betraying it. Be ruthless. Clear the table. Unplug the noise. Create a space of such profound emptiness that the only thing left to do is the work. Make the path to the right action so smooth, so frictionless, that you fall into it. Make the path to the wrong action so difficult, so steep, that you would rather die than climb it. Third, you must embrace the small. Do not look at the mountain. The mountain will crush your spirit. Look at the stone at your feet. Move the stone, then move the next one. Greatness is not a lightning strike. It is a compilation of monotonous, unsexy, terrifyingly ordinary actions repeated until they compound into a miracle. The concept of the big break is a myth for children. There is only the daily break, the daily breaking of your own resistance, the daily breaking of your own limitations. You are standing at a crossroads. One path leads back to the warm, numbing embrace of your old life. It is safe there. You can sleep there. You can dream of who you could have been. And you can numb the pain of that dream dying with distractions and cheap pleasures. No one will blame you. The world wants you to take that path. It is designed to herd you there. The other path is steep. It is rocky. It is lonely. The air is thin and the shadows are long. It promises nothing but struggle. It guarantees nothing but the chance to find out what you are truly made of. The sun is setting on who you used to be. The night is coming, and in the darkness, you must make your choice. Do not wait for a sign from the heavens. Do not wait for a feeling of strength. The strength will not come to you while you sit. You must stand. You must forge your heart into steel, not because it is easy, but because it is necessary. Because the alternative is to live a life that is merely a shadow of a life. Walk away from the illusion of motivation. Walk away from the fragility of willpower. Enter the temple of habit. Build the walls of your fortress. Honor the covenant with your future self. The time for thinking is over. The philosophy is silent. The screen must go dark. The only thing that remains is the act. Begin.